Okay. What's your name?
My name is Lynette Grace.
Okay. It's kind of remarkable, your story on how you were able to forgive the person that harmed you, and his mother. And I'd like people to hear your story because this really made me think about, about forgiveness. So share a little bit with our friends.
Okay, yes, I will. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story of forgiveness. My name is Lynette Grace. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia at the time when my dad said I needed to come home to Toledo to bury my mom. But before I went back to Atlanta to go back to work, I came to Columbus, Ohio to go to church with church friends. So I spent the night with my spiritual mother, and during the course of the night, I heard her 16-year-old son and her having what I thought was an argument. I heard scuffling sounds, voices, and those types of things. So I got up to investigate, and when I did, I went down to the basement area of the home, and I found my friend, who I consider as my spiritual mother, bleeding to death in the basement. Her 16-year-old son was with me at the time, and I asked what happened. He said he didn't know. So as I went up to the kitchen area, he began stabbing me. So he stabbed me several times. I got stabbed in the face, in the chest, in the arm, and in the leg. So I was able to escape the home and ran down the street and got help. A lady called 911. Well, some years later, I found Johnny to be in prison, and so I felt the need to go in to speak with him to find out why he did what he did to his mom. And he said that it was during the course of an argument that escalated into him stabbing her. And I said, well, why did you stab me? And he said he stabbed me because he was scared. I thought that was kind of unacceptable, but at the age of 16, that's probably the best answer he was able to give. The only reason why I went in to speak with him, because I wanted to know why he killed his mom. But he surprised me when he said, would you be willing one day to forgive me for my actions against you? And I said, yes, Johnny, I can forgive you. And that being said, he also shared with me that with me forgiving him, he was able to forgive himself. And he also shared our story of restorative justice with other inmates, and they were asking him questions about how did you and your victim get to the point of where you guys were as far as the forgiveness and those types of things. So he was able to share that with others in prison as well. So I was glad to know that I was able to help someone to be free of the burden that they've been carrying for years, because it's like I carried this burden for years. But with you coming in and visiting me, because he also said I was the last person due to the crime that he would have thought would have come in to visit with him. But I just felt compelled that it was something that I needed to do. Just to let you know too, he wrote me a very nice letter of apology, and if you will allow me to, I'd like to read that to you. It says, Lynette, hello, how are you doing at this present time and moment? I hope fine and in the best of health and God's care once this letter reaches your hands. Anyway, as for me, myself, I'm doing okay. I received your letter last month, and with all due respect, I do sincerely apologize for not giving you an immediate response. How honestly, I must admit that when I received your letter, I was not only shocked, but at a loss for words as well. Please forgive my choice of words, but with all honesty, I never imagined that I would ever hear from you. I spoke with my case manager today, and he explained to me that you've contacted him on several occasions about coming down here to visit. I'm scared and curious. Why now, after all these years, reach out to me with all this time that has transpired and ask me to place you on my visiting list? More importantly, as my mother's best friend, my sister's best friend, and an overall friend of the family, I owe you, all above else, my sincerest apologies for the pain and suffering that I have caused you. I cannot erase nor remove the mental or physical scars that I've caused you, but but if you will allow me the chance to express to you my deepest sorrow, I would greatly appreciate the opportunity. This letter alone is indeed one of the hardest letters I've ever written, so I realize how hard a visit will be for the both of us. Enclosed in this letter is a visiting form. After you fill out the form, send the form in to my case manager. He'll let you know once you've been approved. After you are notified that you've been approved, call here to the visiting room to find out what days you are allowed to visit. After finding out the visiting days, send me a letter to let me know the day you are able to come visit. With all due respect, I only ask to let me know ahead of time before you come down so that I may be prepared. For now, I don't know what else to say, so until I hear back from you, take care. P.S. I do thank you for the stamped envelope. However, I dropped it in the toilet upon opening your letter. That's why I'm returning the letter in our inmate-free letter envelope. Again, I do apologize. That was his letter of apology to me after I sent him a letter asking to be placed on his visiting list. So that's how we were able to have a face-to-face visit and come to mend fences with what had happened. I find that has been accountable and he takes responsibility for his actions. He's done the programming and he's been to the parole board several times. And I'm hoping for the young man to have a second chance at life and to be released.
How has the parole board treated you when you would go and speak on his behalf?
They would listen to what I had to say, so they listened.
Yeah. Usually the excuse the parole board gives for the reason that they flop people is because the victim, this is a little bit different than most of the cases. And we ran across another lady in Cleveland that is similar to your, I'm not sure what happened there, but she forgave the person that committed the crime. Now, Lynette's going to be our main speaker at our conference on August 3rd. I hope she agreed to it.
Yes, sir, I have, yes.
She's going to have some buttons there that's going to be, she's asking a donation for them to help her in her ministry. Let me see. Oh, she's got one there.
Yeah.
Show a picture of your shirts and let people know what they cost.
The shirts.
Yeah, these are real nice shirts, and she will have them for sale there as well. Okay, let's see. That's neat. What are you asking for those?
$20 a piece.
Okay, and those are real nice shirts there. I'm probably going to get one myself to wear along with my Pure Treatment shirt. But she has a remarkable story, and I think you'd love to come and hear her at our conference and talk with her afterwards. She's, she can help a lot of people out on forgiveness. Those are nice. See, those are the buttons, and they will be available for a donation at the conference. They'll be by her shirts that's for sale. So please join us August 3rd, and you could hear more of her story. And
she also is doing a play.
She's also doing a play. What's the name of your play?
The name of the play is called A Crime of Forgiveness.
And is that going to be playing in Columbus?
Yes, and if other people wanted to play other places, I'm more than willing to share it in other places.
Ooh, let's have a meeting for that. I should have asked to be the star, but I can't act and I can't memorize too well. But I'm sure this play is awesome, and I would like to see if we could set up an event to have the play and invite people throughout the state of Ohio. I think it would be awesome. So that's another project to work on.
Yes,
right now we're kind of booked through beginning of October, but we would like to do this sometime before it snows.
Yes.
Because she picks me up, so she comes from a distance. It was nice talking to you. And do you have an email where people can email you?
Yes, sir, I do. My email address is doorkeeper. That's DOORKEEPER 90 @gmail.com.
Okay, and if you'd like her to speak at any of your events, are you willing?
Yes, sir, most definitely.
Okay.
I'm willing.
Okay, that sounds great. I already knew you were going to say that, but I had to make sure you said it because I jumped the gun on a few people and they weren't too happy about it.
Well, thank you so much
Okay.
for asking.
Okay, everybody look forward to seeing her at our conference.
Thank you so much.